hold you in the court cells, right?
Yep.
And then they'll bring you up, and then they can't just hold you. You actually have to be formally charged with something. You know, that's under their own rules. So, you know, like, you know, charge me now or release me.
Okay, so if you do happen to get yourself into prison,
into the jail,
like if they use force, and you know you've used your card and they're not like honouring the fact that, you know,
if you're acting in accordance with tikanga,
yeah,
you won't be doing anything wrong
in our eyes. But you know, history has proven that the New Zealand police are what is it, that word that you said, ultraviolet virus?
Yeah, they act outside their authority.
Yeah. Outside
their jurisdiction. Yeah, I understand that because it happens to me too. Okay, but you know, like they don't keep me in prison or anything, or they don't, you know, keep me in custody because, you know, I'm known for a particular way that I always turn and face them, and I always give them a proper fucking argument without all you know, anger and all that crap.
Okay,
I'm
so
known for that.
Say just a normal person ends up in jail, how can they get themselves out?
Well,
what steps do they take?
Are you talking about in custody as a prisoner or as an
in
inmate?
custody. Well, in custody. We'll start with the first.
All right. When you're in custody, they will have to formally charge you with something. All right, or they'll have to release you. That's how that shit rolls. All right, they can't just hold you there without charges.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
So no contract equals no case. So basically, if you don't sign anything,
you can't even argue with the idiots on the side of the road. Okay. So like when I say you can't argue with them, you can actually say all the stuff that you need to, and you can not comply. When it comes time for you to sign anything, instead of signing your name in the middle of the page, right under protest and duress, that make them realise that they're actually forcing you to put marks on the paper.
Okay.
But you're refusing to put a signature on there because you don't actually have one. Men and women have autographs.
Okay, and say they want to, you know, violate your personal space and take blood samples and give you injections and do like mouth swabs. How do you get around that?
Okay, if they have you, right, when it comes time for them to do that, don't let them.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
You always have the right to say no.
You have the right to say no, and you can forcibly stop them from doing it, and you can just keep fighting, and they will not do it.
But, you know, when you do resist, it does get you into more trouble. So the first point of contact...
Resisting arrest will get you in trouble.
But they really have no right to arrest us anyway.
But, I mean, that you can... I never resist, okay? That's not the time for the battle. The time for the battle is in the court. But you don't try and argue with the idiots on the side of the road. They're just going to be fucking idiots, mate. And they're just going to do whatever they do anyway. And if you try and, you know, put up a physical fight, they'll fight harder and call more and more and more and more until they actually beat you down. That's what actually happens.
So when confronted by aggressive police,
you stand your ground, right?
Yeah.
But you don't fight them. So if they say you're under arrest, you know, you have the right to question them. And if it's if you actually know you've done nothing, you have the right to escape that if you can. But remember, if you do that, they're going to use all of the things that they have to their disposal to try and prevent you from doing
So the best form of, you know,
is like, okay, if they want you to do something, you just say, no, I can't in good conscience accept that. I will not comply. You will have to make me. And then, you know, they can just push you and into the car or whatever, and you can go. They don't have to be rough. You're not resisting. You just can't comply.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then when they make you sign any contract, you just say,
Under protest and duress. You don't sign.
yeah.
You just do 2 lines across the paper and go under protest and duress.
Okay.
So there's only a mark on that paper because they're forcing you as a normal thinking, breathing, living creature. You don't want to be incarcerated, and there is no real reason for you to be.
Yeah.
So you will do what you have to remove yourself from incarceration, and if they're not going to let you out unless you put a mark on the paper, you can register your objection to that by writing under protest and duress.
Yeah.
Yeah. That it's a peaceful and lawful rebellion. It's just saying no. Stand in the dock. No, I can't in good conscience do that. If you want me in there, you're going to have to make me go in.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to stand in there.
Yeah.
You know, and then they'll push you in there. Or not. They don't bother with that with me anymore because I'm always there to enter the argument. I'm never really entirely disrespectful, and I'm very thought out and eloquent with my speech to them.
Yeah.
You know? My job as a diplomat, as a representative of the Wakaminenga,
Yeah.
is to educate. Okay, those guys have an incorrect belief and they're spiritually slanted. My job is to correct that and to bring them in alignment. And the only way that I can do that is by language, by clever and well thought out use of language.
Yeah, and given there's so much at stake financially, $1 trillion per year is what corrections is turning over. That is a lot of money. That's the most in the world.
Yeah,
I compared it to like New York, I compared it to China even.
That's the reason it carries on. And that's the, you know, the main impetus behind their motivations. They really just want to keep on making the money. It's an industry. And people like you and I are getting in the way of that. You know, their lucrative business is being threatened by people becoming aware that it is a commercial enterprise and that they don't actually have to be part of it. There's no way that you can be forced to be part of something like that.
So basically, in terms of commerce contracts, if it does not benefit yourself or your family, then appearing in court is an unconscionable bargain, a bargain so one-sided that only a fool would take.
That's correct.
Yeah, and so that is that stands in court.
Yeah, see, the problem is that the justice system in New Zealand is a mixture of punitive justice and commercial liability. So, you know, like, the truth is we need some form of justice system, okay? You know, even in the traditional way, there was always, you know, disputes and people, you know, going outside of their jurisdiction and hurting others and, you know, stealing and breaking their things and all that kind of thing. So we needed a, you know, like some form of system of resolution for those issues. Okay, so there will always have to be some form of justice system. You know, even the whole thing, justice and the lady with the scales, you know, fair and balance. It's about balancing the two sides of an argument. When somebody's done something, then there needs to be an offset to that to allow there to be some restoration. The problem is that the system itself has become commercial, and so what's happening is the liens is actually money making thing, you know. And what happens is we need to have that removed from the justice system itself.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's so corrupt.
and that's where we have to draw the line. Okay, our form of lawful rebellion, okay, is we stand up. If we've done something wrong, we stand up and we take the punishment for that.
Yeah.
All right.
Under tikanga.
Of course, right? But it's the commerciality. So them making money from our just everyday life and then turning that into a crime and using the leverage of the criminal justice system to collect money for a commercial aspect of the law.
Yeah.
That's where it's actually wrong. So, you know, that's the thing that we have to do, is we actually have to stop that kind of thing from happening.
And when money's involved and we're getting in the way of them making their money,
yeah, we become a commercial liability, and we're up for all
oh
of the
God.
things. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Remember, I've told you this before. Okay, this is a spiritual battle. Okay, because what's at stake is all the money and power in the world, and the battle is really for dominance of every living thing on the planet. The system itself seeks to dominate everything, all plant, animal, bacteriological, viral, human life, everything. The complete control and domination of everything. Now, I don't know, you know, like people call me paranoid, and you know, all of the general people, they just can't see that these people may have that kind of mindset. They think that I'm twisted inside for seeing it, but the truth is that the evidence is there, and if you,
it's becoming more apparent. I think regular people are realizing there's something seriously wrong.
Okay, and this can't continue this way forever. We're going to push all the systems of the world and nature and our own internal creations of systems. We're going to push them all to the limit and put them right on the brink of absolute collapse if we carry on this way. And if they collapse, you know, you're complaining about COVID, right? What would happen if the system collapsed and half the friggin' world starved to death? You know, you're worried about 4 people in 1,000 dying of COVID.
That's pretty much what sustainable. What was it? It was like the United Nations agenda, like of sustainability or something. Actually, is a genocidal agenda.
Yeah, no, it's actually about food control and resource control and being able to.
It's got nothing to do with sustainability.
Certain types of people. It's about sustaining power.
And genocide again, isn't it?
Okay, the United Nations, they're quite happy to admit this. This is what they say. This is one of their own quotes. Food is power. We use it to control behavior. We're not sorry.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, anyway, thanks for that. Another awesome video by Peter Martin. And by the way, we're on our way to court to help out another friend who got themselves into trouble. So eventually it'd be really good if like people didn't end up in court and stop getting in trouble doing stupid shit, because it just kind of like takes up a lot of our time.
Hey. That's not a good look.
And it's not a good look. We're trying to free people, like, but not help our stupid mates all the time.
Well, we want a better society, don't we? Better for all. And betterment means improvement, but it comes on an individual level. We each have to do our part by improving ourselves.
Don't make it harder on yourself. Don't commit stupid crime.